Have you ever encountered a person who seems to live in their own world, where everything revolves around them? Have you ever dealt with someone who, despite their apparent charm, turns out to be extremely egocentric and manipulative? In today's video, we will explore together the behaviors and characteristics of a narcissist, which will allow you to instantly recognize them. You will learn to identify the warning signs to protect yourself and your relationships from potential manipulations and emotional abuse. With these tools, you will be better prepared to defend yourself and maintain your emotional integrity in the face of individuals who seek to dominate and control you. It is important that you watch this video until the end, because you will discover exactly how to recognize and protect yourself from the manipulative behaviors of narcissists. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the Pearls of Wisdom channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos on personal and spiritual growth. Now let's get started. It is essential to distinguish the narcissist from the psychopath and the sociopath, as they represent different characters with important implications for relationships. A narcissist has a narcissistic personality disorder, characterized by an exaggerated sense of self-importance, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy. They display egocentric behavior and an obsession with success and beauty. They manipulate and exploit others for personal gain, with little regard for others' feelings. Beneath the surface, their self-esteem is fragile and vulnerable to criticism and failure. A psychopath exhibits antisocial behavior, lacks empathy and remorse, and is often impulsive and prone to criminal acts. A sociopath has similar characteristics, but their antisocial tendencies stem from difficult life experiences rather than an innate predisposition. Both lack empathy, contributing to their antisocial behavior and violation of others' rights without remorse. Narcissists are self-centered. They have difficulty with empathy, but not to the levels of psychopaths or sociopaths. Obsessed with their own image and others' perception, they seek admiration and attention, exaggerating their abilities and successes. Their self-esteem depends on external recognition, and they may manipulate to maintain an idealized image of themselves. When it is said that every psychopath is a narcissist, it means they often display narcissistic traits such as an inflated sense of self-worth and exploitation of others without remorse. However, not all narcissists are psychopaths. Many narcissists, while having a grandiose view of themselves and low empathy, do not reach the extremes of antisocial behavior typical of psychopaths. The average narcissist does not have the emotional coldness, aggression, and disregard for social rules that characterize psychopaths. In summary, while narcissists can be problematic in relationships due to their self-focus, psychopaths and sociopaths pose a greater danger to society due to their lack of empathy and antisocial behavior. Encountering a narcissist can be destabilizing and harmful to our emotional health. But how can we recognize them before they negatively impact our lives? Here are 9 key signs that will help you identify a narcissist and protect yourself from their manipulations. 1. Grandiosity. The narcissist lives in a world where they perceive themselves as superior to everyone, often exaggerating their abilities and successes. Narcissism manifests as an exaggerated belief in their own importance and superiority, distorting their self-perception. The narcissist sees themselves as an exceptional being destined for great things, often far from reality. They may believe they are the best in their field without concrete skills or achievements. They inflate or invent successes to impress others and maintain their image of superiority, exaggerating abilities and talents to boost self-esteem and gain admiration. This grandiosity leads them to devalue others' competencies, maintaining a bubble of self-illumination focused on themselves. 2. Need for admiration. This is another central trait of narcissism. Narcissistic individuals have an insatiable desire to be the center of attention and to receive praise and compliments from others. For narcissists, admiration from others is essential for their self-esteem. They thrive on external approval and recognition, without which they feel empty and insecure. They constantly seek to be the center of attention, monopolizing conversations, exaggerating their successes, or behaving provocatively. They ignore others to keep the focus on themselves and always seek new audiences to confirm their grandiosity. They are very sensitive to criticism, perceiving it as devastating attacks on their identity. 3. Lack of empathy. This characteristic implies a substantial inability to understand or share the feelings of others. It is a deficit that goes beyond the difficulty of emotionally relating to others, characterized by a persistent indifference to others' thoughts, emotions, and experiences. A narcissist is so focused on themselves that others' needs become invisible. They cannot put themselves in others' shoes because it would require diverting attention from themselves. This lack of empathy manifests as emotional indifference. They appear cold or detached when someone shares significant experiences and quickly change the subject if the conversation does not concern them. Even in situations that require an emotional response, they offer superficial or calculated reactions to maintain an image. For example, they show interest only if it brings immediate benefit or enhances their reputation. They ignore or minimize others' needs, imposing their will without considering the impact on others. Thanks to their ability to read people without empathizing, they become experts in manipulation, exploiting others' vulnerabilities to get what they want. This lack of empathy makes narcissists difficult partners, friends, and colleagues, as their relationships are based more on convenience and manipulation than on genuine emotional exchange. 4. Manipulation. This is a fundamental characteristic of narcissistic behavior, where the narcissist uses people as tools to achieve their own goals. In this dynamic, people become pawns to satisfy the narcissist's desires without considering the consequences. The narcissist exploits others' vulnerabilities to gain personal advantages, using tactics such as flattery, distorting the truth, or employing guilt and shame. These manipulations are often subtle, and the victims may not realize it until it is too late. Narcissists seek emotional support, material advantages, social status, or an environment that reflects their perception of superiority. They show no remorse for the harm caused, focusing only on what they want. This manipulation erodes trust and destabilizes relationships, leaving others exhausted, confused, and hurt. Without empathy, the narcissist sees people as tools to use and discard, making it difficult to establish lasting bonds. 5. Sensitivity to criticism. Narcissists tolerate very little any form of criticism, perceived as a direct attack on their sense of superiority and their idealized image. This hypersensitivity is rooted in the fragility of their self-esteem. Despite their apparent confidence, they are vulnerable to any threat to their self-perception. They react extremely to criticism, seeing it as a personal assault. When they feel diminished, they react with anger, contempt, or aggression to protect their image and minimize the negative perception. They need constant admiration and interpret any negative feedback as rejection. Instead of reflecting on the criticism, they seek to neutralize the negative perception through denial or attack. Even innocent remarks can be perceived as offenses, pushing them to isolate themselves or surround themselves with people who flatter them. 6. Problematic relationships. Narcissists often have turbulent friendships and romances due to seeing others as tools to achieve their ends. This leads to conflicts, misunderstandings, and breakups. They evaluate people based on their usefulness, treating partners or friends as trophies, servants, or audiences. When they don't get the desired attention, they can become cold or cruel. Relationships with narcissists lack reciprocity and focus on their needs, making others feel used and neglected. They quickly shift from idealizing to devaluing others, repeating these patterns and making healthy relationships difficult. 7. Superficial charm. Narcissists often present a very charismatic and attractive image, especially early in relationships. This charm is designed to attract and seduce, leveraging admiration. They know how to present themselves irresistibly, taking care of their appearance and interactions. However, this charm is not sincere. It's a strategy to gain attention and respect. Over time, the lack of substance becomes apparent, and those initially attracted may notice discrepancies between the narcissist's words and actions. This superficial charm often prevents authentic relationships, and once admiration fades, narcissists lose interest, leaving damaged relationships and hurt people. Before proceeding with the last and most important point, if you are interested in understanding how to recognize all kinds of dangerous people around you, watch our video, Eyes Wide Open. Learn to recognize bad and fake people. You can find the link in the description. Let's continue. 8. Exploitation. Exploitation is a common practice among narcissists who use situations and people for their personal advantage without showing remorse or guilt. Narcissists believe that others exist to serve their interests. They systematically exploit relationships as tools for their success. They manipulate without scruples, lying and deceiving to get what they want, and rationalize their behavior as if they are entitled to special favors. They ignore the harm they cause, lacking empathy and responsibility, making them difficult partners, friends, and colleagues. Over time, their exploitation erodes trust and respect from others, leading to social isolation and broken relationships. In conclusion, they treat others as resources, damaging relationships and their own well-being. To watch our video, Eyes Wide Open, learn to recognize bad and fake people, click now on the top right of the screen. Thank you for watching this video until the end. If it opened your eyes to aspects of narcissism you hadn't considered, give us your valuable like and subscribe to the Pearls of Wisdom channel for more content like this. Also, share it with anyone you think might benefit from it. See you in the next video.